Welcome to the class of drug designing. Dear students, today we are going to study mechanism of drug designing, mechanism based drug designing, how we design the drug. In the last class we have discussed about the modification in the drug compound, how we can do the modification in the drug compound, and how we get the derivative of the same compound that may have the increased activity. So any modification in the drug compound can increase the activity or can decrease the activity. So in that we have taken the example of one drug, means by changing the group of the group at the different position we can obtain the new compounds, means the same compound means different derivative that may have the enhanced activity. Now who is here? Okay. Okay, so now we are going to discuss what are the different mechanism based drug design, most rational approach employed today. So disease process is understood, like in the case of corona also you have understood that disease process at the molecular level also there are some proteins that are involved, because now we have vaccine also for the corona. So that means we have understood that disease at the molecular level. Okay, and we are trying to develop the drug for that. So how we can proceed in that case? Disease process is understood at molecular level, means you should have the knowledge of process at molecular level, then you can only design the drug, you can modify the drug. Okay, so target should be well defined, means what are the targets, what are the molecular targets. In the first class also we have discussed, second class we have discussed what are the molecular targets, proteins, GPCR, receptors. There are the different types of protein and there are the different types of target that we can take. Okay, and we can inhibit those targets. Okay, drug can then be designed to effectively bind these targets and disrupt the disease process. How we disrupt the disease process? We target the protein. Which protein? Proteins from the pathogenic bacteria. Pathogens means it may be virus also, like in the case of corona it is virus. So there are certain proteins that work as an antigen, that is what is antigen? That is responsible for the disease in the host. Okay, we design the drug so that it can bind efficiently to the target and it can disrupt the disease process, so the disease process can be prohibited. Okay, and we won't get disease like the corona symptom. We will not get the symptom of corona if we have the drug that bind on the antigenic proteins. See, now we have designed the vaccine for the corona. So using that antigen, can we design the drug for that antigen? It is possible. We can design. Within the computer we can design so many compounds or derivatives and we can do the docking. So this we will discuss. So what is this? What is the purpose of this designing? Means we want to design the drug that should disrupt the process, disease process. Is it clear to you? This is very complex and intellectual approach and therefore require detailed knowledge and information retrieval. Okay, so we should have detailed information about the target to design the drug for one disease like corona. We should have the information of target, we should have the structure, detailed structure, the bonding structure, detailed structure of the protein, then only we can inhibit that antigen or protein. Okay, what are the methodology? I have also introduced you. You are already familiar of these two approaches. Okay, we have discussed about these two approaches in the previous lectures also. These are the two different strategies: structure based drug design and ligand based drug design. Okay, what is structure based drug design? This is direct design, means we should have, if the target structure is available, If we do not have the target, we cannot use this approach. Structure based drug design, what is this? We should have the structure of the target. Okay, then only we can inhibit that target protein. We will design a drug that can bind to the active site of the protein target so that it can be inhibited. Disease process can be disrupted. Okay, so that is called structure based drug design. Structure based means, why we call this structure based? Because we have the structure like X-ray structure of the protein. It is saved in the PDB. We can obtain the structure of the protein from the PDB database. It is available there. Then we can design the drug according to that. What are the active site of the protein? Active site we should know. What are the important amino acid residue? Active site means localized combination of amino acid. Localized combination means they are located at one place or different places, but they are coming together in the active site. They are interacting together. They are the active site of the protein, where the ligand interact. Any ligand or substrate interact at those sites. Okay. So that is a localized combination of amino acid, but they interact with each other. They are responsible for any process. Okay, they are involved in the biological activity. So ligand interact with them, substrate interact with them. So what we do in the structure based drug design, we take the structure of the protein and cavity and active site, then we design the ligand according to that can fit together there. Means it can replace the substrate. What happen in the enzyme substrate reaction? Substrate interact with the enzyme, so proteins are the enzyme. In the pathogen also, in the case of the pathogenic protein also, on the protein target, there will be the substrate interact with the enzyme, then reaction proceed. What happen if we replace the substrate with the ligand or inhibitor? That is called structure based drug design. Means we can replace the substrate by the inhibitor. We can use the inhibitor molecule. Instead of substrate, we will use inhibitor that can bind. But substrate is already there in the pathogenic bacteria or virus. It will be already there. We have to design the drug that can bind more efficiently than the substrate. Then only it will bind. So this is based on the competitive inhibition. Competitive inhibition you have studied in the enzyme kinetics also. So that is the second approach. Competitive inhibition means substrate को हम replace करते हैं. We replace the substrate by the inhibitor, or any ligand should be like that. Because we are taking, we are guided by the protein structure. So that's why we call this process structure based drug design. Is it clear? Now there is the second approach, that is called ligand based drug design. Indirect design means when we do not have the structure of the target, it is unknown. Okay, in some of the disease, when the if we do not know about the target of the target structure, what we can do? We can take the molecule from the library. Okay, I mean previous drug we can use for the prevention. We are taking the molecules, we are taking the ligand, then we are applying those ligand, whether it is working or not. So it may also work. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work. In the case of corona also, we are using the adult drug because we do not have any other drug. So we are using the previously designed drug. I mean that we are using for the other disease. Sometimes it can work, sometimes it doesn't work. But what we can do in the ligand based drug design? We can modify the ligand. We can do the several modification. It is the less costly procedure. It is cheap procedure. We can modify the ligand. If we have any drug structure, we can modify. We can do the computational study with the help of computer. We can do the modification. We can do the changes. We can produce the multiple derivative of the same molecule, and then we can screen them against the target. Means we can apply those. So we can perform by laboratory testing. So this procedure is called ligand based drug design, when we are using the Means the target may be the same or the different, but we are modifying the ligand. We have one ligand, we are creating the different ligands. That is called ligand based drug design. Okay, in the above procedure we only have the target structure, then we are designing the new drug, but in the ligand based drug design we have the ligand. Already we have the drug medicine that we are using, and we are modifying that. We existing drug, we are modifying existing drug, so it is less costly procedure because we already have the drug and we are modifying that drug, okay, to maximize the efficiency, potency or efficacy of that drug. So here in this process we can see what is the process of structure based drug design. So here you can see discovery or design of molecules that interact with biochemical targets of non-3D structure. Non-3D structure, I have already told you, structures are available in the PDB database. We know the structure, we have the structure. Okay, then we are doing the discovery, we are designing the new molecules, means we do not have the drug, but we have the structure of the protein, then we can design the drug. It is easy, but it is also very costly procedure because no drug is available. We are designing the new drug, so it will take the clinical trial, or cost will be high also, okay, and there will be a long process. But we have the structure, we have the possibility. If we have the structure of antigen, so we can design. There is a possibility of design. But this is very costly procedure in comparison to the ligand based drug design. Determine protein structure, identify interaction site, means we should have the target structure. It starts from the target structure. We should have that. Then we have to identify the interaction site. How we can identify the interaction site? When you have the complex molecule. In the computer you have the facility. Using the visualization tool you can identify the interaction site. If you have the complex structure, you can visit to the protein database and you can download the PDB structure of any protein. It's complex structure where the inhibitor bind, and you can analyze what are the interaction site. You can analyze those interaction site, or you can analyze the complex structure of substrate or enzyme. There may be the enzyme substrate complex structure in the PDB database. Okay, we will do it in the practical also. Okay, so we have to identify those interaction site where substrate interact with the protein. Then only we can design the drug that is similar to the substrate. Substrate binding is important. Then we want to place the inhibitor in place of substrate. Okay, so for that we need the information from the database also, like 3D database, PDB database. De novo design means when we do not have anything, we have to start. That means we are designing the new drug. Okay, we can take the information from the database also. Then we have to evaluate the structure. We have to evaluate the structure of which drug, means probable compound that you have designed. You can design it in the computer. There are so many software like ChemSketch, you can draw, Marvin Sketch. It is available with the drug bank also, on the site of drug bank. So we can draw the molecule and we can take the structure of that molecule in the STF format. Then you dock that molecule with the target. You can evaluate the structure actually. You can predict the admit properties of that drug. You can predict the drug likeness properties of that compound using the computational tool. So it will be easy to use the computational tools, means it will be cheap. There is no cost of that. You can use your computational resources for the evaluation of the structure. This will minimize the cost, because if you are creating the different molecules in the laboratory, then it will cost high. Initially you should not create the molecule in the laboratory. You should not synthesize. First you do the evaluation, you create your molecule in the computer, then you evaluate those structure, then only you should proceed for the laboratory synthesis. Okay, this is what happening here. You can see, evaluating the structure, we should evaluate the structure well. There are so many tools that can predict the drug likeness properties of the compound. You can compare which molecule will be better. If we have designed the 5 molecule, we can do the comparison, which molecule we should synthesize, in the laboratory. Okay, so synthesis is done, then this step is carried out in the laboratory. Obviously it will need a reagent or a different, okay, that will be costly. So here we need the wet lab experiment, then we can test the candidate. So these all steps need the wet lab experiment. It will cost high, but evaluation, designing, these steps, the above step you can do within the computer. Whatever you are seeing in the above step, like determination of protein structure is also a wet lab experiment. Identify interaction, here you can take the help of computer tool, visualization tool. De novo design, 3D database, evaluate structure. These steps you do in the computer. Okay, that are very helpful and it will minimize the cost of structure based drug designing. Then testing the candidate molecule. Why we are saying we can't call that drug? No, we can only call that candidate drug molecule. Candidate. We are testing the drug likeness properties of the candidate molecule that we have designed. Okay, so what we do in the laboratory testing, we carried out the different types of the testing, whether this molecule will act as a drug, can act as a drug or not. And then we identify the lead compound. Lead compound, what is lead compound? Well, I have already told you, this is the active part of the drug which actually act against the target. Okay, this act against the target. This process is clear to you? So here is the use of molecular modeling. We are going to discuss now. Everything is clear to you in the structure based drug designing. Do you have any question up to here? Just tell me, do you have any question? Yes, anybody from Mang Pharma? Do you have any question here? Are you all here?
No, ma'am.
Okay, if you have any question, just ask. Okay, so that I can proceed. So now it is clear what is ligand based drug designing, what is structure based drug designing. Is it clear to you? Is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now we can move to the molecular modeling. Okay, we can move up to that step because this is preliminary step. Okay. Welcome you once again in the class of drug designing. Now we are going to discuss molecular modeling. Molecular modeling is the important part of structure based drug designing. Students, previously we have discussed about structure based drug designing and ligand based drug designing. So in the structure based drug designing, the structure of protein, structure of target is important. What is molecular modeling? We are here to discuss now. So molecular modeling, what we do in the molecular modeling, it is to visualize the three-dimensional structure, to simulate, to predict and analyze. So these are the steps of the molecular modeling. Okay, we predict the structure, we analyze the structure and we visualize the structure. So when we obtain the structure from the X-ray and NMR. So that is in the form of electron density map or NMR spectra. So from those spectra the information has been taken, means XYZ coordinate. XYZ coordinate is important. Okay, we take the information of XYZ coordinate. Okay, so in the X-ray we have the static structure. From the NMR, using the NMR technique, we can determine the structure of the membrane protein, because we change membrane protein, change the structure. Okay, because in the membrane we have the aqueous environment. As we take them out from the membrane, they change the structure. Membrane protein change their structure. So it is very difficult to analyze those structure using the X-ray. So we take the help of NMR technology, NMR method. Okay, after that then we get the file like electron density map. In the X-ray we pour the means X-ray radiation. So whenever there is an atomic structure, radiation is reflected. Okay, so it gives you the electron density map. So wherever there is the atomic position, their atom reside, and what is the, if there is a space between the two atoms, of if there is a bonding. So with the help of these techniques we can determine the structure of the protein. Electron density and an NMR map cannot be analyzed directly. If I will show you the map, you will not be able to analyze that. So what happens then, we take the help of one method, that is called Fourier transform. Using the Fourier transform method, we transform those signals. After the transformation, then a structure file is made. This structure file is then submitted to the PDB database. So what we see in the form of PDB file. Then with the help of the computer, there is some missing part of the structure. So missing part of the protein structure is designed using the help of computational tool. So we copy the coordinate from the Rotamer library. So there are the different steps of molecular modeling we are going to discuss. So these are the steps: visualization, simulation, prediction, analysis, properties and the behavior of the molecules on the atomic level to data mining. Okay. Because we want to do the virtual drug screening, that's why we need the 3D structure of the proteins. To design any novel drug, we need the 3D structure of the protein. So you can also visualize the structure of the drug molecule also. Because in the visualization tool you can visualize the molecule, any chemical, any molecule. Like in the PyMol you can visualize. What is the molecular mechanics? Refer to the use of classical mechanics to model the geometry and motions of molecules. Molecular mechanics methods are based on the following principles. Nuclei and electrons are lumped into atom-like particles. So these are the steps of molecular mechanics. What we study in the molecular mechanics? How the molecules move. Atoms like particles are spherical and have a net charge. Interactions are based on springs and classical potentials. Interaction must be pre-assigned to specific sets of atoms. Interaction determines the spatial distribution of atom-like particles and their energy. So these are the how we analyze the motion of the molecules in the classical mechanics. So these are the important steps. The nuclei electrons are lumped into the atom-like particles. We analyze atom-like particles are spherical and have a net charge. So these are the properties of the molecules. Interactions are based on the spring and classical potential, and interactions must be pre-assigned to a specific. So that's what we do in the simulation. Classical mechanics play an important role in the simulation. What is simulation? Do you know this word, simulation? Simulation means we do the molecular modeling. In the simulation, we analyze the time dependent behavior of the molecule. Okay, in the simulation you will be able to see means how the molecule behave at the T1 time, how the molecule behave at T2, T3, T4 times. So that you are able to see in the simulation method. Okay, you can see the mobile structure, how the structure is going to change. You can visualize the activity during the drug metabolism process. What are the changes that are going on in our body also. So NMR is also the one method. So if you want to analyze the structure in the computer, we need the help of classical mechanics, that's known as molecular mechanics also. So in this, the molecular behavior of the, time dependent behavior of the molecules is analyzed in this much. Okay, and these are the properties that we take into account.